When it comes to using AI, a lot of my followers ask, is AI putting you out of a job? Is it going to do your presentation for you? And my favorite way to think of AI is a co-creator, but isn't going to do it for you. It's a do it with you kind of tool if you think of it a certain way. So mainly what I like to do is have chat help me understand my audience and also help me speed up the process of developing outlines or a narrative flow within a certain model. And I'm kind of teaching it how to do that along the way. So I learned in a TikTok somewhere, I don't remember where I learned this, unfortunately, but I have a little keyboard shortcut with an app on my Mac called Text Expander. It's one of the most valuable tools I've ever found. And I just type a little shortcut and it pops out a full text prompt that I set up chat so that I'm giving it the best chance to meet my request as best as possible. So this first step is to assign chat a role, then provide context, who I am, like what I'm looking for, to give the command, and then you must ask me questions before generating output. So what I'll do is I'll say, you are a world-renowned business presentation consultant. I can say like who's worked with Duarte, or who, like who worked with Gary Reynolds, or, I can say things like that. Who helps data-oriented leadership present data and information to decision makers. Provide context. I am a senior data analyst. Sorry for the typing wrong. Senior data analyst on the web analytics team, presenting to my leadership for our quarterly business review. Now we give a command. So this command is the key thing. Please, I'm always very cordial with chat. Please.
Yeah, me too.
Construct. It feels so rude otherwise, right? Please construct.
And you can give it some feedback that way too.
Yeah. Please construct an audience. Oh, sorry. I can't see you, so.
No worries. Keep going. Sorry.
An audience avatar for my leadership team. That I can present to successfully. And I'm kind of like, I might type more than this, but yeah. So, and then I do that. And I can give more information, I'm just for efficiency. Absolutely. Chat is always so polite. I'd love to help you tailor this perfectly. Let's build an audience avatar. And this is what I want. I want what their personalities, their priorities, and their pain points. That's really, really key. Understanding your audience's pain points is the key to constructing a narrative arc that inspires your audience to be pulled through the journey with you. So your presentation can land with power and precision. Way to go, chat. So pithy. So then it starts asking me questions. Okay, how many people, what roles do they have, technical backgrounds? And what I love about this is I started doing this years ago, and a lot of practitioners don't think about doing this. They don't really think about who their audience is in terms of their responsibilities. What are their aspirations? What are their biggest fears or obstacles? Like, this is what I actually teach in my book, Present Beyond Measure, shameless plug. But this is what I teach in my book about really trying to understand who your audience is and what they are responsible for. So chat is doing that for me here. They're prompting me to remember these. Business context, great questions to ask. It knows what to ask around web analytics, which is great. And obviously, the key is in this prompt, the more information that you offer chat, the context about who they should be and who you are, and what the task is, the better these prompts are going to become. And that's really the thing. So really think about it. I love the little emojis too. So presentation style, how data savvy this is. This is on my list of magical questions in my book. Do they want technical detail? Do they want high level takeaways? What kinds of visuals do they prefer? How long? Like literally matches my list of questions. And, personality and tone, which is often something we don't think about the psychology of our audience enough. I always like to say, you want to win with your audience, become a psychologist. So this can have you understand, do they want bold, direct, strong recommendations? Would they rather do something cautious, invites them in to collaborate, right? Supportive and collaborative. Are they skeptical, critical? And then pick maybe one of your tougher customers, someone who's a gatekeeper, who's going to play a major role in making decisions based on your recommendations, but they're not the easiest. They're not like your yes person, right? Those are the easy ones. You want the ones that you need to win over. And so you really go through and you help define this avatar. And what's great about chat is it always follows up with new questions. And it's always very enthusiastic, but it usually follows up with questions like, can I now do this for you? It offers some potential next steps for you to consider. So let's say I do all that, and I'm just going to kind of like break my process now. I'm not going to answer this, so I'll answer later. But here, what I'll do from here once I have this is, okay, now that we have this persona, and usually chat gives them a name, gives them a profile, like their demographics, it's usually really thorough. And you tweak it along the way, and you'll say, okay, based on general pain points, like in this case, you'll want to do this with the average, based on general pain points and aspirations. Please outline a business presentation where I'm sharing landing page testing results and making recommendations for page improvement. Okay, so like again, I'm just going very, very general right now. We'll see what it does with this because I didn't answer the questions. And here's the key that I use. Please use the StoryBrand framework by Donald Miller. So actually, wait a minute. I'm going to try something. I usually will use StoryBrand, but just in case, please use the 4-phase process from Lea Pica. Chat actually knows who I am, which is really, I don't know if that's like good or bad, but let's just see what happens. I'm very curious. I've never done that before. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll try to use some kind of framework that already exists, and it will try to work to align it in that.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea.
So we'll see. Okay.
I'd be happy if Chad knew my frameworks. I think that's a good thing.
I think you have to blog a lot, but okay. So let's create a solid outline. I've trained chat to be like really like enthusiastic, but that's why it talks like that. So Lea Pica's 4-phase structure. Okay, so that's not exactly accurate. So you always want to check for accuracy, but that's okay. So in any case, then what it'll do is it will kind of start to like give you that in the phases, right? So it will help you kind of look at the outline. And what's great is you can start to create your slides based on those, like based on these bullet points, right? You can say, okay, now rewrite this in the StoryBrand framework by Donald Miller. Fantastic framework for presentations, websites, all of that stuff. And you can go like that, and you can kind of compare. You can like do different frameworks, see what you like. So this shares what the 7 elements are of the StoryBrand framework. And you can you can do that, and you can kind of like synthesize, and you can ask it like, keep this from Leah's version, keep this from the StoryBrand version. Like, you really, the way that I think of chat now is how Tony Stark from Iron Man, I can't remember his AI assistant's name. It's not Jeeves. I don't think it's Jeeves. Maybe it was. But I think of it like the way that I remember from that movie, the way that Tony would converse. We were constantly co-creating together. They were synthesizing and then questioning and be like, wait, try this? No, never mind. Go back. Try this now. And like, that's where the power of chat really shines through for me. Like, they're like your wing person, and they're just doing it on the fly using the collective wisdom, of the cloud. And you can end up and then it will make a suggestion. Would you like to turn this into a clean slide-by-slide storyboard? You can say, sure, yes. And then even when you've drafted and put in your own data in the outline, you can upload your actual outline with the data back to chat and say, hey, let me know how Bob from my leadership team, whoever you named your persona, what would Bob think about this? What might be some of the weak points? Where are my areas for improvement? Where can I polish this up? And that's how I really use chat. So it's a bit structured, it's a bit fluid, but I really just use it to fill in any gaps that I have, help me save time with outlining things using frameworks I'm already aware of, and then checking against the persona I've created to see how strong my content is. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it's a really good way to follow best practices based on that framework, and to have an outline that's detailed and remembers to do all the things, remembers to check all the boxes that you'd like to check based on methodology.
Right.
You're connecting a few methodologies, like the persona you're presenting to, the story framework, whether it's yours or the StoryBrand, and you're getting an outline that's pretty extensive and saving a lot of time.
Exactly. What I'm not asking it to do, and should I stop sharing?
Up to you. Up to you.
Okay. What I am not doing is I'm not asking it to create the visual slide. I've actually tried that where I said, create a simple slide using Stephen Few's principles, and it has this kind of chart and and like chat goes crazy with all of this ornamentation and extra doodads and like 3D, and it adds people in weird places. That's not its strong suit. So I don't use it to cut corners and actually creating my slides. I stick with the approach that I've created in my book, with winning layouts that are simple and clean but impactful.